Yo,
It was a tough week for a lot of people. It was a tough week for a lot of people. I guess we could just jump into it. Still on a somber note, unfortunately. I got to give a rest in peace to Kobe Bryant and his daughter
yeah,
Gigi.
yeah, man. That was some sad shit about the chopper going down with the
Yeah.
9 people.
Um, do you remember what you was doing, like where you was when you heard the news?
Actually, I kind of do, and it's kind of a story in itself because I'm not even exaggerating. As I was saying earlier, again, shout out to the condolences, fucking my cousin Chazelle.
Yeah.
Her mom passed away. Aunt Marlene, rest in peace. And I
Rest
was
in peace.
actually at her funeral when I heard about the Kobe. That's how big the
Oh
Kobe
damn,
was.
damn.
I was at somebody else's funeral and it was like, yo, you heard Kobe died? And people were like, Kobe Bryant died. Like it was like a thing at a funeral.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. That just goes to show the impact that he had on
Yeah.
on people. You know what I'm saying? Kobe Bryant was like, and the thing that fucked me up, like I was at my pop's house. We had a little family get together and stuff like that, and I was
Hmm.
watching football. And my phone started blowing up, and I'm going through, and I saw the TMZ.
Yeah.
And it tripped me up because we was just talking about Kobe the day before. We were
I
talking about the
know.
GOATs in basketball and Kobe and LeBron and everything and Jordan, and we
Hmm.
was just talking about Kobe the day before.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It was definitely hit hard. The whole world. I mean, it was
Entire.
the entire world. They had Staples Center the last game. Half of Staples Center got the number 8 T-shirts,
Yeah. They
and
even postponed like a game
yeah,
and all kind of shit.
the other half of Staples Center got the 24 T-shirts. They did the games that played while he died. They held the ball, did the 24 shot clock violation in honor of his number.
Yeah.
A lot of but when it comes to the Kobe Bryant thing, I think a lot of people are showing their ass right now.
True.
You know what
True.
I'm saying? I really feel like the true nature of humans is definitely coming out right now.
I know. I feel like that too, man. Like, the only other thing I wanted to say, and I want to get into exactly what you're saying, but
Yeah.
just on the note of the entire kind of overarching of the Kobe thing, I just want to be like, yo, celebrity deaths don't hit me.
No?
But for some reason, this one I felt
Kobe hit.
off. I don't
Yeah.
know why. Maybe just because I was just watching him talk. He had that masterclass thing. I
Yeah.
watched a bunch of ball. Like, he just was a young dude. Like, I know there's young people who meet tragedy every day, but I don't know. It actually, I felt away for a sec. I was like, damn,
Don't you kind of feel like you
Kobe?
grew up with Kobe too?
Yeah, a little bit. You know
Like,
what I mean?
just throughout all of the culture. I remember seeing him on Moesha. I remember I'm not even a basketball fan, and anytime like, at the end of the day, anytime you throw a paper yeah,
Kobe.
it's Kobe.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, Kobe kinda hit, like, I don't really get too bent out of shape over celebrity deaths, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
like you said, Kobe was one of the ones that hit, like, I think the 3 celebrity deaths that hit me the hardest was Kobe,
Mhm.
um, Nipsey,
Mhm.
and Tupac. Even
Mhm.
Prince didn't hit me that hard, and I've been a Prince fan,
Yeah, like to the death.
you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
You'll
rest
even shout out misinformation of his greatness and who he's greater than.
for Prince.
Yeah. Who did that?
Prince playing basketball with Kobe right now.
Yeah, exactly,
You know what I'm saying? Asking him if
exactly.
he wants some heavenly pancakes. But we gotta
So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
let's talk
derail
about
you
no,
because you were
it's
saying
all
that
good, yeah.
the entire Kobe thing kind of brought out a different nature or side to men or whatever. So I want to hear where you going with that.
I should have wrote this shit down because on the way here and before I got here when I was taking the shit, I had a wonderful speech in my head,
Mm-hmm.
on some CNN CNN style shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just gonna put out like this. Motherfuckers need to shut the fuck up.
Word.
At the end of the day, if somebody did something 17 years ago
Mm-hmm.
and then made every step from thereafter to rectify, make better, and go over and above,
Yeah.
don't you what's the time limit before somebody's past does not get brought up and used against them? Number one. Number two, what type of motherfucker brings up a motherfucker's past? Motherfuckers that I know that been watching Kobe since then,
Yeah.
have been yelling out Kobe since then,
Yeah.
wearing Kobe jerseys since then. Now I want to talk about Kobe's indiscretion 17 years ago after he's dead.
Yeah, which is just in poor taste. It's people who just want clicks and shit like that. You know what I mean? Comedians trying to fire off hot takes,
Yeah.
whatever.
Was that
Everybody's
Ari something?
yeah, Ari, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I'm glad he got canceled out some shows for that.
He need his ass whooped.
Yeah, because
What
just the way he even put it, even some other woman, I can't remember exactly who it was. the heiress to the Walt
Disney,
Disney.
yeah.
She was on some fucking, let's just face it, he was a
He was a
rapist and
rapist.
all
Was
this.
he
First
though?
of no, well, that case got dropped, and that's
That's my
just it,
point.
man. You ain't fucking innocent till proven guilty. It shows, man.
And it's one of those things where
So,
it's like the court of public opinion. And at the end of the day, my public opinion is what the accuser was
mhm.
in my city getting piped down,
Yeah,
telling people
yeah.
that she lied for the money. One
Yeah.
of the reasons why the court case got thrown out is because of words she said to people that are in my
Yes.
city. And it's not even like it's secondhand.
And because she got piped down.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they really wanna get into the psyche of rape or whatever, but, I mean, that's what they're kinda judging it by, and I'm sure
Yeah.
I'll get dragged by experts, but the fact that you get piped down, like, a day later, like, most times, by a random again, like, why would most people aren't putting themselves in that situation. I know if you're, like, married, maybe husband, whatever,
Yeah.
because 'cause you're trying to hide shit, but to go with another random, like, you aren't that broken up.
And it's not even like we saw this on TMZ, CNN, watching the court case. Like niggas is sitting beside bitches,
Mhm.
listening to bitches talk that shit
Yeah.
about motherfuckers. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, for all that shit, like not victim blaming or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we probably gonna get dragged for this shit, but what the fuck ever. But at the end of the day,
That
that
wasn't
was
I wasn't trying to victim blame.
no, but I mean sometimes you may. I mean
Yeah.
not you in general, but sometimes you have to.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
But at the end of the day, that was 17 years ago. Between then and now, don't you think that someone would have made up for the mistakes? And I'd like to see the timeline of these 17 years of the people that are talking shit.
Yeah, exactly. What were you doing 17 years ago?
And to now, like I bet you 17 days ago, some of these motherfuckers did some shit that is above their moral, below their moral standards or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck they want to fucking say. They want to take what do you call them? That white
Yeah,
knight
the fucking
riders,
white knight, SJW,
SJWs.
social justice warrior motherfuckers.
They want to take that fucking high horse and look holier than thou in front of everybody.
But
And
the thing is
yeah,
guy, it's just ridiculous. Like, I'm not saying that you have specific time frames for mourning or whatever like that, but come on, 4 days. Like, it's gotta be longer than 4 days. No one's saying we can't bring up anyone's past or
yeah,
anything like that. People wanna act like, "Oh, you can't even bring up someone's past," and then even the comparisons I heard, like, being thrown around were, like, making me kinda sick to my stomach. Like, we're talking about somebody who had a dropped case of sexual assault versus, like, Hitler.
yeah.
Like,
You
I
comparing
don't
them to
know.
It's people comparing them to Hitler.
That's kinda far. Why? Because if you can't bring up shit, like, we're talking about
That's a grandy
unsubstantiated claims versus
a Holocaust.
genocide.
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, holy shit. It just
It's
shows how salty, like, you might be, and I get it. You know what I mean? You wanna shout out, like, people are getting, and the thing is that the entire concept of it, 'kay?
mhm,
I remember I put up a meme specifically that was liked by everybody and shared in the group. Like, everybody shared it on their page, and that was, "When this line goes straight, everybody loves you."
yep.
And I remember people who embraced that thought now are almost, like, flabbergasted that there's all this love for Kobe. Like, it just shows me that hot takes are more important than a message.
And then you got this thing where it's like, well, he was a celebrity. There's a bunch of people that died on the helicopter. Yeah, and those people are mourned and shared within the same breath as Kobe. Number one. Number two, we shouldn't put celebrities on a pedestal and worship them and da da da. Since when does saying somebody's a great person that is a celebrity worship or idolize?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? People just want to look like they are I don't know what you want. What I don't even know what you want to call it, but they just want to look better than what they actually are,
Yeah.
and they want people to click on this
They're
shit. They
like
want people to be
peacocking.
yeah, exactly. Oh, I don't. I Jacoby da 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 da. He was this. He was that. And what is your point? What are you? What do you do? What great things do you do? Have you done over 200 Make a Wish foundations?
Yeah.
Do you keep in contact with almost all the people that you can from the Make a Wish Foundation? It's not just go in, show your face, and come out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And do you give the charity that nobody knows about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
And
furthermore, like, honestly, I really gotta touch on this subject because I fucking hate it, man.
mhm,
Like, not I don't hate it. I fucking hate it. And that is that even the comparisons, okay, so first of all, do we really wanna go through the global death rate daily?
right.
Like, why are you fucking mourning anyone? If you wanna
If
talk
everybody
about other
dies.
people like, come on, man, there's millions dying, there's babies dying as babies, nigga.
Yeah.
Didn't even get to fucking get on a helicopter and enjoy a ride. And I'm not saying that they enjoyed that ride, I'm just saying
Yeah,
that, you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? They don't even get that opportunity to live any kinda life, so, that I can mourn anybody for any reason, it doesn't matter. I, of course, care about the other people who died in the chopper, like, I don't know why people would think that you didn't just because I'm mourning Kobe.
Yeah,
I didn't know them. I
exactly.
didn't even know of them.
Yep.
When I was growing up, I wasn't watching them on TV every day, I didn't hear their service announcements, I didn't hear their interviews, I didn't like, the whole reason why these people are put on a pedestal that they are on, and I don't put stars on a pedestal, that's why celebrity deaths don't hurt me. Do you know what I mean? The only
Mhm.
reason why the Kobe hurt me is because the familiarity.
You feel like you grew up with 'em.
Yeah, like, so I get it what people are trying to go with all this like, "Oh my god, like, what about the other people?" We're not saying they didn't matter,
Right.
but I just didn't know them. Like, I don't know why you would think that the death of people who I don't know would affect me. I would never get out of fucking bed.
And when people try to prove a point and they don't have any substance behind their claims, they're gonna try and make something big and grandiose and obscene that relates to your side of the argument, that even though they're wrong, you look like the monster, and that's the whole, "Oh, so are we gonna start mourning, so that means we can't bring up Hitler's past, or we can't bring up Hitler, da 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 da, because he's dead." That's that whole thing where it's like, that's not even relevant. So
Yeah.
you just wanna bring up something crazy where someone's gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, da da da." So you look like you're in the right because you're bringing up something. I can't remember the term for it, but, it's like cognitive dissonance or something like that, and you're
Mhm.
just gonna bring up some big, huge things. So what you're saying is we can talk about Hitler. It's like nobody's even talking about Hitler.
Yeah, no, that I think that's a red herring.
Yeah.
They call it, I think it's a red herring, like, when you're trying to detract from what we're talking about by
Yeah.
bringing up this Hitler comparison, you know what I mean?
Which makes whoever you're arguing with look like a monster because they, in order to,
All of a sudden now
yeah.
that you almost have to accept that now, "Oh, I'm with Hitler."
Yeah, it's like
Like, I wanna
either be
celebrate, like
side with Hitler or bow down to your argument.
yeah,
It's like, you know what, at that point, you just have to take the L because that person's not even, arguing with any type of judgment or arguing with any type of, a mental state that's it's stooped in fact. Like, they're not the type of person that could look on the other side, said, "Okay, maybe I might be wrong." I mean, that's
mhm,
crazy. If you believe anything, but you don't have something in your head where you can at least accept the possibility that that may not be,
mhm,
without proof or anything like that, right? Then
yeah,
you're that's the, shout out to Dr. Phil who taught me this shit, but that's one of the lines of borderline crazy, like sociopath. Being a sociopath is like, okay, well, you believe this. Okay, so you can't accept the possibility that you might be wrong. The other side of the argument might be true. Nope, that's impossible. Without facts, without doing the research, without anything like that, right? Like 2 plus 2, plain and simple. But you believe you're a cyborg?
yeah.
Okay, you're a cyborg. You can't, can you at least think that you might be wrong? Nope, I can, there's no way I could be wrong without proof. Without proof. You know what I'm saying? So then you're not.
Yeah,
So I just gotta say that. And then let's get into, I posted on my fucking Facebook. And excuse me, this is truly how I feel.
mhm,
I feel like the whole dragging Kobe's past after he dies is a form of subtle racism.
okay, so unpack that.
So if you look at it, first of all, let's look at what happened to Mike.
Mhm,
Michael is a true testament, as no matter how famous, popular, or white you look, you're still going to be a nigger in the eyes of America.
okay,
Kobe Bryant, no matter all the good things he did, the one discrepancy that he's done,
mhm,
he's still gonna be treated like a nigga. Oh, he passed away. Okay, now let's make sure that these people can't mourn, because nobody's saying anything about Kobe's rape case in the context of rape. Nobody's saying Kobe's rape case in the context of the last 5 years of Me Too. It's only in the context to go against somebody who's saying rest in peace, Kobe Bryant.
yeah.
Rest,
Yeah,
you
it's
know what I'm
literally
saying?
to shit on that parade.
And would you,
Because for 17 years, you never shouted out anything but Kobe. You watched his championships, his rings. Somehow he was still on TV. He was still relevant, wasn't canceled. Y'all canceled a comedian. Kevin Hart tried to cancel him for telling his jokes, which is
yep,
his job.
yep,
But you left Kobe alone until he died because you just couldn't let people mourn. You just thought it was stupid for whatever reason. You just wanted to make sure that everybody sees me. Hey, the whole world's looking at Kobe. Let me say something. Then the whole world will look at me.
And it has to be in that context of it's always in the RIP Kobe. He died, but
Yeah.
it wasn't name one white celebrity that got that treatment. Elvis is a hero. Elvis married his 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Jerry Lee Lewis, hero. That's the Great Balls of Fire dude, right?
Hmm.
Hero. He married his 14-year-old cousin. That's rape in my eyes. If you
Well,
a grown man,
statutorily, yeah.
yeah, but I mean, if you a grown man, statutory rape, but because it was consensual, but still, that's a 14-year-old little girl. That's pedophilia. Nobody talks about Elvis's pedophilia. Elvis was
True.
a hero.
True.
Jerry Lee Lewis, like who else? Like how many? I don't know any white celebrities that get that after they died treatment.
I I do agree with you, and I just want to make sure because I know how people come at you, but I just feel like those examples might be different because again, there's consensuality in them, right? Like R. Kelly is not getting dragged for Aaliyah.
Right. Well,
He's
he
getting
kind of
dragged for the
is.
rest. Yeah, but I mean,
If you
as much
watch
as
the
Elvis
Saving
and
R
them do too.
No, 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 because if you watch the Saving R. Kelly documentary, there is 1 hour and a half episode just about his relationship with Aaliyah
Yeah, but I mean, no
and
one's
forcing the
saying that he's
marriage.
a
Like,
rapist because of that.
yes, they are. They're bringing that into the actual rape. They
Okay,
wanted to use that in. Wanted to use that in his court case for everything as an example of that's what he likes is 14-year-old girls.
yeah.
Because the other ones, he's not going in for rape, right? Because everything he's done to everybody has been consensual.
Mhm.
It's just all been statutory because he likes little girls.
Yeah.
Right? So pedophilia, whatever you want to fucking call it. So the Aaliyah thing was he's been being dragged recently for the Aaliyah thing.
Yeah.
Whereas Bill Cosby's rape, and I mean at the end of the day, R. Kelly and Bill Cosby were both convicted by a jury of their peers. So
Mhm.
regardless of any conspiracy theories you want, that's something that you can have in that conversation because at the end of the day, it was a conviction and a sentencing, right?
Yeah.
So you could say he's a rapist. And you could be like, yeah, because he went to court for it, lost, and got convicted of it. Under the eyes of law, he's a rapist. Kobe went to court, it got thrown out. Under the eyes of the law, he's not guilty. But motherfuckers don't care about white people don't care about the eyes of the law until black people want to have a picnic or a barbecue. Then they want to talk about the motherfucking law.
Yeah.
Niggas who ain't really niggas, only niggas when it's convenient, gonna be talking about Kobe. Well,
Pretty
he was
much.
this, he was that. There's fucking comedians out there that have a fledgling career who definitely aren't funny, but they're edgy, quote unquote. They're edgy.
Yeah.
I
I
Dre,
know too many people are getting by on edgy right now.
the fuck is edgy, bro? You just
Edgy's just
say
saying shit that
you say disrespectful shit. So that's the whole fucking thing. These edgy motherfuckers need to be canceled because you saying disrespectful shit, not the guys that are being funny, but the guys that are being noticed, and then hiding up behind comedy.
you know what you almost need? You almost need a like an edgy
Edgy meter.
success percentage. Like we need fucking like baseball stats because
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
you're edgy but 80% of the time it ends with you saying, "Okay, I was wrong." Then that means you're just being edgy to be edgy, nigga. Like, can you
Yeah.
really be wrong that much? Like, fuck.
And you gonna
It's
say
like every second time you're just like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
and if you say some shit, stand behind that shit and then apologize for that shit, who's gonna take anything you fucking say seriously?
Well, no, there's nothing wrong with
No, I mean consistently. Like if it's
yeah,
just
you're
once and
right.
it's like my bad that but if you consistently have to apologize for something you say and stand behind,
Yes.
if you consistently have to be like, "Oh, I did not mean that," then what do you mean at any time? When
Because in real life there comes a point where the words mean nothing.
exactly.
And it has to start if it changed. Yo, I'm not listening to apologies, only changed behavior.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because like 'cause people just rattle off the apology. Now, if we're talking about the apology that was issued about your statement, I don't think that it all in every single case niggas is ignorant or whatever, right? Like some people can genuinely have thoughts and be wrong. There's
Yeah.
nothing. I'm not trying to be like, yo, you can't. You know what I mean? It's just
If it's a pattern though, I mean at the end of the day, if it's a pattern that keeps repeating,
mhm.
then you're really not sorry. So it's not that you keep saying shit that you keep telling us you don't mean that makes it seem like we can't believe anything you say. It's that you keep apologizing and telling us you're sorry, and that's when your words become
Yeah,
not meaningless. So it's like
exactly.
anything that you say, no one's going
They
to take
become
seriously
meaningless.
because your actions A don't match that, and B you are back doing the same thing you just apologized for.
Yeah.
If somebody apologizes for something,
Mhm.
that means the apology is basically recognition to the people that you're apologizing to that you understand what you did, how what you did affected them, and you genuinely feel remorse for doing that, and are going to try to not do, and you're not going to do that again because of how it made that person feel, not because of how you feel, but
Mhm.
because of who you're apologizing to, how it made that person feel.
Okay.
So if that's what an apology means, and the next breath you're doing the exact same thing,
Yeah.
the whole meaning behind the apology is lost. That just separates your words from your actions right there. And then that's when you have to watch a motherfucker's actions because the words don't mean shit. That's a motherfucker that will say, um, I don't drink while sipping a vodka martini.
Yeah.
And then you got to be like, okay, mm, I'm not going to believe what you're telling me because you're drinking.
Yeah.
And that's just an example that I use, right? And that's how I feel what's happening with the Kobe. We're going to get into the Wuhan thing too. The Kobe I equate to racism because I really don't see this with anybody else.
Mhm.
And I just see white people, old white people, just going in on Kobe. Like now they have an excuse to do it.
Yeah.
But all these people that have apologized may have backed up off of Kobe,
Mhm.
but they're talking about other shit the same way now. So it's like, okay, we're not saying apologize because of what you said for Kobe. Like your whole phrase in general and what you just said means needs to be rectified. Not just, oh, Kobe was a rapist. Okay. You saying Kobe was a rapist after he dies,
And then being like, "Deal with it."
yeah, and deal
It's
with it.
like, what the fuck you mean deal with it? It was a drop case. It didn't even go to trial. I don't even think it was dropped. I think it didn't go to trial.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it was dropped. Yes, so dropped before it went to trial. The
Like
charges were
the
dropped.
cities don't drop nothing.
No. For black people,
Fucking I could go to the fucking police station tomorrow, say Will punch me, they charge him, and then I could go back the next day and be like, I don't want to do it, and they'd be like, too bad.
we already charged him. He's being
And he's
charged
being charged by the city
by the
then.
city,
If
yeah.
you don't want it, then so like it's ridiculous, man. Like the shit would never went to trial. They don't drop shit if they think it happened.
That's just not a
Uh,
thing.
So it like obviously the evidence compounded was like showing that it wasn't like I don't think it's something that you could drag him for forever, especially 2 days after he died.
And 2
Like
days,
no,
damn
but
it.
that's the
2
point. That
days.
you know what, and that's one of the bigger points that I also want to get into like about it is okay, yes. Like first of all, no one's saying you can't dig into anybody's past. You know, I've heard a lot of like white serial killer past getting dug into, like maybe not white celebrity as much, but I've heard it's not like I don't really think there's a color barrier. You know what I
Well,
mean? I do think that people, white and black, get cast in negative lights after their death, and that's fine. But
but
2 days, why while I mourn?
who white? That's what I wanna know. Who white? I don't like who like and if I'm wrong on the racism thing, I'll stand here and say I'm wrong. I'm not gonna apologize for it or take it back. I'll just say, "Yeah, I'm wrong."
Yeah, well,
Because I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes to what I say, I'm never gonna hear that because I'll stand behind it. And if I'm wrong, I'll admit to being wrong and keep it moving. There's gonna be no apologies on that shit. 'Cause that's how I
mhm,
feel. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else want to say Kobe's a rapist and da da da. Stand behind that shit. If that's what you said, stand behind that shit.
yeah.
But who like who white
Well, unfortunately, that would need some research,
research?
right? Like I don't just
Shit we
know
don't
off the
do on
top.
this show.
What are you talking about? I research. I try to. But
You do.
I'm sure that we could come up with some like, and I can even think of celebrities who have been cast in a negative light. Maybe not as negative as this. You know what I mean? Or this close to his death. Like,
I got
holy
a
fuck.
I got a list of celebrities. They're not dead that have done some deplorable shit. I didn't note down the deplorable shit that they did,
Mhm.
but I have a list of celebrities that have done some deplorable shit. You know what? I just gotta fix this motherfucking mic. Hold on. Ugh, shit just pissed me all the way off now.
I noticed that you left it from the beginning. I was like, "Yo, nigga, I thought we had the configuration."
I thought we had it good too. It was different when I got back in here. Okay. So I have a
Well,
yeah, I
yeah,
could now leave down with
I
that
don't
shit.
think he's gonna keep it like
I
this for the week
I
just for us,
had
nigga. He's like, "I left last week. I came back. It was different. I don't know why people fucking with my studio when I'm not around."
Anyways, nigga, I have a list of fucking celebrities that have done some deplorable shit in their past. I didn't list down the deplorable shit, but let's talk about some celebrities that guaranteed they're gonna be celebrated when they die. You heard this on episode 79 of I Want All the Smoke. It is now February 2nd, 2000. No, February 1st, 2020.
Mhm.
Here we go. Elvis, Woody Allen.
Wait,
Wait,
I mean,
okay, we want to cut Elvis out?
no.
Oh,
I'm not saying. I'm just. Did you not want me to comment on these? You were just listing them.
yeah, you can comment on each one if you want.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, not.
Okay,
I don't have to
let's do that
comment on every one, but
if you
I
haven't comment
do
yet.
feel like Elvis has been dragged for the underage shit.
How? When? By whom?
I don't know. I've heard it mentioned in as a negative.
Of course, if someone's gonna mention that, it's gonna be as a negative. But the mainstream media has not dragged him like they dragged Michael. Not even close, and not even
Okay.
close to how Kobe got dragged 2 days after he died. And it's been 50 some odd years since Elvis passed away.
I, so you don't feel that the consensuality of it changed it?
No,
I just feel like
as
Michael
compared to
Michael.
Kobe, cool. But I mean,
I agree. I'm not trying to be this dude because I don't fucking agree with what the dragging after. I'm just trying to be comparative, right? Like I just
I don't think it's the consensuality that stopped. I think it's white Elvis and white culture's backing of Elvis that has that not hit the Michael Jackson levels. Because at the end of the day, Elvis is just as big as Michael Jackson as far as dead celebrities in stature, as far as legendary status, not just as big, but you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
On
yeah.
on those levels, right?
But I mean to have one underage relationship that was consensual, I mean, there's supposed to be love there versus diddling kids at your house supposedly. I'm
It's
just
not
saying that
supposed, but how was it supposedly when it went to court twice and got thrown out? There's no more supposedly. That's
okay,
it's done. They're dragging Michael for shit that's unsubstantiated, for shit that was thrown out. They're dragging Michael using people who wrote memoirs and admitted to those lies.
I agree, but even the perspective truth is worse than the truth of Elvis.
Okay, we can take out Michael then.
No, no, I'm not even taking out people.
Oh,
I'm just
I'm just
saying
but Elvis should
I
have got dragged.
I just feel like he did for what he did.
Woody Allen,
Yeah, again, a consensual marriage of an underage person, right?
that he raised, his stepdaughter. Tim Allen, hella
I
drugs
didn't
with a
even
conviction. Hella drugs and crazy shit with a conviction. Mark Wahlberg damn near beat somebody to death. Christian Slater, I can't remember what that was. That's what I
are
have.
okay, so wait. Are we I feel like we're going away from sexual assault,
No, we're
which I
going, but
feel would
I
be
don't,
different again.
I don't think it would be different if we look at
'Cause I can tell you ton like,
OJ.
if we're just gonna go into any crimes, I
I'm
think I
talking
can bring
about
up a lot of white dudes who
I'm
got
talking
fucked
about
up on
like
drugs.
deplorable crimes, deplorable shit, like crazy shit. Tim Allen did crazy shit. Are they gonna talk about? And I'm just talking about people. I'm talking about celebrities that have a tainted past
Mhm.
who's continue to get dragged for it years and years afterwards,
Yeah.
especially after they die. That doesn't happen to most white celebrities.
And
Most
I
white
agree.
celebrities are forgiven for their past. Look at Robert Downey Jr. And I agree that that anybody should be forgiven for their past if they make amends and do better throughout their life.
Mhm.
Nobody should be I don't feel like your worst moments on earth should define who you are as a person.
I think it's just that I do think that sexual assault puts you into a different category of deviancy, and that's where the weirdness comes in. And that's why I think it gets a little bit more like screen time, right? Because and often we're talking about people who supposedly can have anybody, but then they weirdly go for these weird situations or rape people and weird, and so it becomes big story. I do feel like if we're just gonna talk about tragic stories, I do feel like I've heard like, and I mean deplorable as far as getting like busted.
We got Phil Spector on one hand,
He murdered.
yeah, and but he convicted, but I think he ran away to a country that has no deportation.
Okay, yo, have you ever seen and I'm gonna suggest everybody watch this, and it may sound weird, but have you ever seen it's one of the newer
Oh yeah, the
biopics?
the no the Libera is it Liberace or Versace?
No,
Oh, I haven't seen
Liberace.
the Liberace one though.
Watch the fucking Liberace one. He's a rich white icon, and they totally make him out to be a sexual deviant and do weird shit because he supposedly did. Like, I think sexual deviancy takes you into something that's more weird that people enjoy watching, which is why it becomes TV.
Mhm.
That's just my thought. I am not
Okay.
saying they don't drag niggas more. I'm not even trying to.
I think they
I
do.
think you have a point. I do wish that we could dig into it a little bit deeper because, again, I do think if we go sexual assault for sexual assault, I do think that the like guys like Louis C.K. He don't get in work no more.
He don't get at work no more, but he will continue to get work. He'll get work soon. He'll be forgiven. It's Louis C.K. is still pretty new, and it was
And
just accusations. I'm guarantee he'll be forgiven, and they probably won't bring it up after he dies. But Louis C.K. is our age, so hopefully he doesn't die tragically.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Word.
But I'm just thinking like,
Again,
I think if Kobe was white,
they wouldn't say shit.
they not like this. Maybe later, maybe a couple years, maybe a couple months, 2 days,
Yeah,
then the next day, no. I think some of it has to do with race, and I don't think these people are racist. I just think that race has a lot subconsciously, race has a lot to do with these people being so freely to speak out about this so early.
I agree.
I'm not saying that these people are racist people. I doubt that they are racist people. But a lot of people that aren't racist do racist shit.
Yeah. I do I agree with you on a lot of points, you know what I mean? I think that there could be some more polarizing sides to it,
Mhm.
like the fact that he was a sports star.
Right?
Like, a lot of people don't like sports, and so, right away, they're just like, "Why is everybody mourning this sports guy?"
Well, are they gonna
Right?
drag
Like,
Rossenberger though?
yeah, I think they have, though.
Not really. They put him back in sports, and I haven't heard hide nor hair about it.
Well, Kobe continued to play until 2 years ago.
Right?
So, I
Yeah.
mean, being back in sports, I can't put that as the litmus test because
But
mad niggas who did bad shit
wasn't
went back into
Rossenberger shit a
sports.
conviction or no? I can't remember.
Honestly, I do not remember the Roethlisberger case at this moment, but I know that it's
A lot of this,
generally
yeah,
accepted that he did wild, nasty shit.
a lot of this shit is gonna be speculation, without research too. But I
Yeah.
just think race has a lot.
And I agree with you, man. I just want you to be clear. I just want you to clarify for everybody. And I agree with you. You know what I mean? I do think we need a couple more examples. I do think that, but I do think it's weird that this quickly people are shouting it down. Do you think that happens with any sports star or anybody?
Or anybody.
I don't know. I don't know why they're trying to. I don't know
I
why
haven't seen
people
it.
just are trying to tear Kobe down.
I
Maybe
haven't
they
seen
just
it this
don't.
quick.
Maybe it's because of how big the mourning's been.
I haven't seen it this quick. Yeah, but
Like,
it's in
you know,
direct
people just. It's weird. I don't know why, but things annoy people.
and mourning somebody's death is now pissing people off. Like this isn't a
But it's
direct
just maybe that.
retaliation.
Well, maybe they just don't. Okay, so if you don't care about. Okay, so let's even say there's a mild little titch of mild racism there.
Mhm.
So you don't really care about niggas. You don't really care about basketball. I don't watch it. Maybe you even think it's a dumb sport. Maybe you think sports are dumb. See, most people don't think music is dumb
Mhm.
in a general sense. Maybe they might think rap music's dumb, but you can't. So maybe they just aren't into the whole sports thing. That's why they're like, it's almost like a jealousy that everybody cares about this dude dying.
So
Do you know what I'm trying to say with that?
in essence, what they're saying is because they're upset somebody's mourning, and if mourning somebody is basically saying that you're sad that they're gone, they shouldn't be gone. If you're mad about this, you're basically saying that Kobe Bryant deserved to die.
Weird. Well, no, not
In a
deserve to
roundabout,
die.
deserved to die. It's not sad that he's dead.
Yeah, if you're trying to say that it isn't tragic or sad that he's dead,
I think that's if someone's saying R.I.P. Kobe, and they're like, yeah, but he was a racist. I think that's what you're saying. Well, then it's not sad that he's dead. Okay, cool. I sure hope that you have a
see, and
unblemished record for your
so
whole life. Not you,
okay,
but you know what I mean?
hey, I know exactly what you mean, man. I'll never take it. But I think it's more about them saying you shouldn't care so much. Not that you shouldn't care. It's almost like they're aggy because it's getting so much adulation. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost getting too much for them.
If
Like
we
if it was just like, oh shit, Kobe died, that's some sad shit, and everybody moved on, then
these
they wouldn't shout it out. But it's almost like they just need to be part of this shine. And I don't and Kobe's death isn't shine, but do
yeah.
you understand what I mean?
I'm definitely gonna be on some petty shit though. I think I'm too far in. I'm definitely gonna be on some petty shit 100%. Like I just gotta give myself a petty drop right now.
Mm.
Cause I definitely took note of everybody that was talking shit about Kobe, and when they die, I'm like doing ticker tape day parade type shit. Like when these motherfuckers die, I'm
Yeah.
all over Twitter being like, good. Why? Oh, it's a tragedy. So and so died. No, it's not good. They died. Good. Bye. Good riddance.
Yeah.
Oh, you're an asshole. You're not motherfucking right. Petty sent in the heartbreak. Speaking of racism, then.
Alright.
That was a lot on Kobe. The R.I.P. Kobe, R.I.P. GG. This
Mhm.
was a huge, huge loss. We are mourning. I don't give a fuck what anybody fucking says. Um, fuck y'all.
True that.
Uh,
And so soon. We're not saying you can't unpack niggas, just give it a few days. And you know what? Even if you want to say all that, why do you have to make a point to poke at people who are sad? And that's when I think that I heard a lot about self-reflection.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
In especially the message addressed to you.
Mm,
I heard about, or maybe it was the one afterwards. It came with self-reflection, and honestly, I just want to say, reflect on yourself.
yeah.
If people are in the middle of mourning and you feel the need to remind everyone,
Mhm.
just so maybe they're not as sad, I don't even know how it benefits you.
It doesn't.
I get it. If you have a fucking business team and everybody's sad about Kobe, maybe you're gonna be like, yo, guys, because it's actually
We got
affecting
work to do.
your yeah, like it's affecting your productivity directly.
Right.
So if it has no fucking effect on you,
But it
it's
has
not gonna affect your life.
but it has to
Except
have
no,
some kind of effect on them. They
no,
have
no,
to be
this is my
feeling
point.
salty.
This is my point. Then you need to self-reflect.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you're feeling salty over this, let people enjoy things.
Mhm.
Let people mourn things, even if you don't fucking agree. You know what I mean? I don't see how Kobe at all is going to affect anybody. If I'm sad because I remember the niggas shooting a bunch of fucking ill shots and I'm like, damn, man, I have so much entertainment. Hey, guess what? Why can't you just let me be?
Yep.
Like, fuck, nigga. It's not like I'm sad. Like, I don't
These are
get
the sa
why you feel the need to even have to say it or clarify that now.
these are some motherfuckers. I've seen some of these motherfuckers saying R.I.P. to John Gotti. Like John Gotti passed away.
And this nigga certifiedly murdered and ran them off. And motherfuckers will be like, RIP, fucking look up to Scarface, look up to niggas like
Yeah.
that. And now all of a sudden,
Kobe's dead. Now it's like, oh, but he was a rapist. Oh, he that you know what? Your fucking your Twitter feed is raping me,
honestly,
motherfuckers. Fuck y'all. You know what? Fuck y'all.
I smell pussy.
I hope you trip, slip, and catch from a
all up in
syphilitic
your way.
homeless man.
Honestly, I think
I need to smoke my
I
nigga.
do really, yeah, yeah. I do really think that there's something to be seen with the audience, and it's almost like cartoon or meme worthy, where it's like, the more people around that coffin, the more you're gonna have a higher guy on a soapbox because he's got a bigger audience.
Yep.
Do you know what I
And
mean?
you
Like,
want to
if I
piggyback
could
off of
say
this fucking
something,
audience.
if I could say something like that comic, if I can say something disparaging about Kobe while 10 million people are sad, well, that's going to engage and enrage a million people. If I say something disparaging about everybody in that situation, no one's gonna hear because maybe they only have a family of 30 people. Who gives a fuck?
Yep.
If I piss off 30 people. That's not gonna get me shows and shine and viral tweets. You
Yo,
know what I mean? So I do think that that is a part of it, man, and that's why it's like I do think the audience plays a part.
motherfuckers is nasty. Motherfuckers is ugly as fuck. Motherfuckers aren't saying this shit face to face with anybody. It's all on social media. It's all through their platforms. It's all very cowardly. At the end of the day, it's extremely cowardly. It's fucking disgusting. I think it's disgusting. It's deplorable.
Mhm.
These motherfuckers, fuck them. Fuck y'all. I need a fuck you drop. I don't have a fuck you drop. But you know what?
Call me Mr. Chimney.
Because I'm heated right
I can
now.
tell.
I'm pissed off and I got the headphones on, so I feel like if I yell, it's gonna be way too much. But fuck them, dog. Fuck them. And it's like remind me that Kobe got charged with rape after I'm done reminding the world that Kobe was great. You'll have your time. If you want your time to tell the fucking world how you truly felt about Kobe Bryant 17 years after whatever he did and don't want to say shit till after he dies, you will have your fucking time. You will have your fucking turn. So if you want to talk about freedom of speech, cool. Have your little freedom of speech. Say it whenever the fuck you want. But then don't get all bent up out of arms or and get your fucking panties in a bunch and start acting a pussy when motherfuckers start using their freedom of speech to drag you. Because you're gonna get dragged. Freedom of speech comes with responsibility. We learn rights and responsibilities in elementary school in Canadian public schools. That's how you know this shit had to be there. We can say whatever we want on this podcast, but we also know there may be repercussions for the shit that we say. Same thing with anybody else who's on media. You're on Twitter, these fucking comedians and shit. There may be repercussions. There may be warranted or not. But at the end of the day, y'all some fuckboys.